Hi everyone, welcome to BrickVault. This is Mike and welcome to another Top 10 MOCs episode. Now, if I count correctly, this must be episode number 100. So, hooray! Yeah, we made it to 100 episodes. If I count correctly, because I don't think we did with Jack together. Anyway, I want to just celebrate real quick. Thank you so much guys for watching every single episode of ours. It was really quite a ride and we really appreciate those MOCs and all the things you guys sent to us. Pretty awesome and we are just keeping going. And today we're doing another selection of the top 10 MOCs from the past week in somewhat of a top 10 fashion, but remember that number 10 might be better for you than number 1 is just a subjective choice. At the end of the episode, I'm gonna be showing your fan creations that you guys have been sending to our BrickVault Fan MOCs email. The email is on the screen as well as below, along with the rules to send your MOCs for next week. And before we go any further, I encourage you guys to check out our Webstore at www.brickvault.toys, where we provide some awesome MOC instructions on a weekly basis pretty much every Friday. The latest MOC that has been added to our Webstore is the awesome TIE Defender in minifigure scale. This one comes from a very talented Jerac, our senior Star Wars designer. And there is of course a video about the MOC made by Jack, so I'm gonna link it below if you wanna check out all the details. For me, it's my favorite model from the TIE family so far. And if you guys choose to purchase the instructions from our web store, you are supporting our channel here at BrickVault. Basically, it keeps us going. And also, you guys are supporting the designers that we work with, like Jerac here. Alright, now moving into the top 10 MOCs for this week. First one here, we have Marco de Bon with his Lego Micro City, the 4th district. That is a pretty awesome micro scale build, and he was doing this for a while, so that is the 4th and I think the last district for his micro scale city. It seems that this is a downtown section. I especially like the fact that he did angle the middle plate in a 45-degree fashion, and that gives some dynamics to the whole scene. Very nice color combination for the buildings. I like that he used some different colors for some of the detailing, and overall it works pretty well. Also like the fact what he used for the lampposts and for example the foliage elements at the street level. I think these work great and it all looks excellent with all the 4 districts. The quality of this MOC gives me an impression that he actually should continue and expand it to a proper, let's say, SimCity size city, because it does remind me of the SimCity games. And just a reminder, all the links to those creations that I feature in this episode can be found in the links below. Number 9 is coming from Space Brig. The title is Shrine of the Golden Dragon, and this MOC is made in celebration with the Chinese Lunar Year. Of course, there is plentiful usage of the golden bricks in any forms, but I really like the shape of the dragon and the way the head is built. It is full of ornaments and also there is a build for the clouds in the back, what makes for an overall quite prestigious look. It is definitely a wonderful table display piece, and such intricate designs are something I really appreciate in our top 10 MOC videos. Something cool for number 8, this is Justin M. Wynn and his take on the 10251 Brig Bank made in Classic Space and M-Tron mix-up. I don't know what it is, but there is something really cool about such mashups. Plus, Classic Space and M-Tron are one of the coolest sci-fi themes for me from my early childhood. And you can see the color combination was remade just to match the Classic Space on the left corner of the bank, and some of it to the right, I think that's where the laundry used to be in the original set, is part of the M-Tron store, or maybe M-Tron merch store, or just a base of M-Tron. I think it's a very interesting twist. I just like how people think about certain sets and how they can display their affiliation with some old themes, and I think that is one of the coolest ways to do it. Of course, the interiors were redesigned as well, so everything is matching the certain themes, and maybe that is something to consider when you are quite bored with your modular collection and want to get some of these buildings some sort of a new life. Number 7 is I think pretty cool. This one is coming from Hyung Lee, and that's Boba's Refrigerator. Simple title for a really awesome simple MOC. You gotta love the use of lighting in this one. So Boba is holding a cup of Bantha blue milk. There is the carton of that milk in his hand. The fridge door is especially catching the eye with the Han Solo carbonite form, and in the back you can see the dark side cookies that I've seen many times in different MOCs so far. Just a very cool little scene, and shows what you can achieve with some simple humor and some very simple bricks actually. Plus I never thought the combo of Boba Fett's helmet with a pajamas print for the minifigure would work so well. Number 6 is a medieval build coming from a very talented Ralf Langer, and most of his builds feature some quite amazing techniques for Lego building. This one is no different. The title for the MOC is Tear Down the Wall, and the first thing you notice is of course the technique used for that stone wall with a bunch of gaps showing the kind of a crippling masonry, and I think it's gonna take some time to figure out how he did that. If you look at the back of the scene, there is the medieval building, and what stands out here is the technique used for the roofing and also some of the details for the walls, especially those X patterns. There is so much more to it, so I really encourage you to check out the picture in every detail. There is a link to the high resolution right below, and I think that this scene has much more of a message to send, especially with that minifigure of a girl picking some flowers outside the wall of the town. I guess I'm gonna leave the interpretation of that message to yourself. Number 5 is coming from Sheo, and the mock is called Ergo Proxy. Now, that is the title of an anime show that I have no familiarity with at all. Quick research showed me that we have Ralf Langer, one of the main characters of the show. Also, the main guy, Vincent Lowe, that is the guy in the red robe in his Ergo Proxy form, as the title for the show goes. And the small girl with purple hair is named Pinto. And interestingly enough, that is actually a robot. That red robe with a bunch of slow pieces is looking very good. I also really like the build for the hands and that wavy white hair of the main character. I think the Pinto's body is also captured pretty well for a small girl like that. And the look for the Ralf Langer with the use of those purple bricks is quite significant. I'm not even sure if those bricks really come in purple, but the color is very striking. I highly recommend you guys to check out Sheo's work because that Flickr page has a bunch of really amazing and quite bizarre mocks at many times, but every single time the quality definitely stands out. For number 4 we have the comeback of Perron, a very talented builder. Last week Jack mentioned one of his mocks, but since then he made 3. If I had to choose my favorite from the 3, it is the Goblin Shredder from the game WARCRAFT from Blizzard Entertainment. I remember those units being in WARCRAFT 3 and I think previous WARCRAFTs as well. That was a massive sawing machine for taking down the trees used by the orcs, and basically it could be called the WARCRAFT era mech. That build comes with not only some great build for the mech, but also some foliage around it and cut down tree elements. And I like that he actually used the goblin minifigure from I think Lord of the Rings. Also, very cool build for that face with that grill piece and some glow in the back. Maybe that is a light brick. The 2 other builds that he made on top of this one is the wall golem, also very fun, and the build called Foreign Contaminant with Wally and one of those cleaner bots from this awesome animation. Number 3, we're moving into the Harry Potter again. I think Jack mentioned a different Hedwig the Owl last week, but this is another take on it, and it really captured my eye. The build is coming from Sven Franic, and this time around we have a sitting Hedwig with kind of a cool way that the owls look when they look to the side. The designer himself decided that the owl is a bit too wide for the scene aesthetics, so he added some other stuff from the Harry Potter lore. And I guess each one of these elements can deserve its own praise. Starting from that book, the letterhead, there is also the wand, an ink container, an ink pen, there is also a candle and a lamp. Each one of these builds is very cool, and with them all together in one shot, they really make that very nice scene. Quite an appealing mock, and I guess the Harry Potter mocks never get old. For number 2, we have quite a legendary car. This build is coming from André Pinto, and this is the Ferrari 312 F167. I'm not very much knowledgeable about the racing cars from the 60s. From what I can read from the designer's description and also some research, this car was used from the 1960 to 1969 on a number of tracks. It was having a massive 3-liter V12 engine, and some of the notable drivers were John Surtees, Jackie X, Chris Amon and Lorenzo Bandini. As far as the Ferrari designs goes, this one looks magnificent, and I believe made history many times. André is known for using some chrome bricks on his designs, but they do not detract from the quality of the build, they actually add to it. And from somebody that doesn't know much about cars, I can only say that this thing looks like a rocket with an engine in the back. I love the build for the engine itself, the pipes are looking very good, and this is actually quite accurate to the source material. And on top of that, the angling in the front and also the tires, the look of the wheels itself is pretty much on point. If you like different designs in such scale, I highly recommend to check out André's Flickr page. This is quite frankly not the first time he made such an epic build. And for number 1, I have something quite interesting. We do feature such builds from time to time. This one is coming from Berthil van Beek, and he is really into things called degradable contraptions. This module here is called the Roulette. Well, you can probably tell by the looks, but there is so much more to it. I'm gonna leave a link to the full video below. You really gotta check it out. It's so mesmerizing to watch. And the idea behind it is to make as intricate as possible modules to move small Lego balls around. So yes, this module is part of a bigger system that you can connect to. Berthil did a bunch of different ones with some crazy operation going on, and there is a bunch of other builders in the world doing the same thing, like the famous Akiyuki from Japan. So without spoiling too much in this video, I really want to refer you guys to the full video below, because that just might be the most satisfying thing you have seen today, or maybe that week, or maybe for a lifetime. Alright guys, and that's gonna be it for this week's Top 10 Mocks video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week's mock selection, and if you did, you can always leave a like right below and subscribe to our channel if you have not already, and don't forget to click the bell button to get notifications for every single video of ours. Now is the time to show off your fun creations. Enjoy guys, thank you so much for watching again. It was Mike, and I'll see you next time on BrickVault.